Uh, Welcome to Arduino part 2. So today we're going to look at how to write code. So we're going to start with a very simple code, which is blinking an LED. So in part 1 we saw how we can turn on an LED, how to use a breadboard. So today we're going to learn how to write code. So we're going to look at the parts of uh, Arduino ADE. This is Arduino ADE. This is the software. So how can we write code in this? So as you can see, we have where it's written void setup. So under void setup, this is where we what we write under void setup only run once when the Arduino or the microprocessor is turned on. Then under void loop, it will repeat itself. It will be running over and over again. So under void loop, we're going to write a code that will be repeating over and over. And under void setup, we run a code once. It only runs once. So let's try to write a simple code. So we'll start by write code. So the first step we're going to do, we have to allocate a pin to our LED. So we have to allocate the pin so that the Arduino or the microprocessor can know where our LED is connected. So I'm first going to say int, so I'm simply going to say int in small blocks. Then I'm going to give my pin a name. So int is just a constant, so I'm going to give my LED a name. So let me say, I just say it's a LED in capital letters. So the same name you allocate, that is the same name you're going to be using throughout your code. So equals, now let's allocate a pin. So let me say I connect it to a pin pin 2. So it means I'm done. So once I put this, it means I'm telling the microprocessor or Arduino to say I'm done with this line of code. So once I put, it means I've closed. So it means this is done. So I've given my LED a name. I've also allocated the pin, telling the microprocessor where it's connected to. So now we come to the void setup. So I've said a void setup only runs code once. So we'll start from here. So we are simply going to say pin mode pin mode once we write our pin mode, we are going to say open brackets our LED, that's the name that we have given it. So an LED, is it an input or an output device? Now we have to tell the microprocessor what is the LED. So the LED is still, it's an output device because it produces light, it outputs light. So we are simply going to say in capital letters output, then we're going to close. So we are done. So it means when it's done reading this code, it will run here pin mode. It means the pin mode, the LED is an output device. So it's going to run this code once. So it's going to understand that the LED is an output device. Now we come to void loop, where we write the code over and over. So where the code is going to be read over and over. So we're simply going to say digital write here is supposed to be a capital letter W. Digital write open brackets, we continue writing the same name. So I've said capital letter LED closed. So when we say digital write, now we want it to turn on, want the LED to turn on. So we say high. It means the LED will turn on. Then we finish with our code there. So we have told our microprocessor that our code there has ended, so it has to go to the next line of code. So we want it to turn on for how many seconds? So we want it to turn on for 1 second, right? So we're going to say delay that many seconds. We're done there. From there, we'll say want to turn it off, right? Want to turn it off. So I'm saying digital right LED, want it to turn off. So what do we say there? We say low. We close. Then from there, for how long do we want this to turn off? So I'm simply going to say delay delay 1 second, then we'll close. It means we're done. So this is the code that we're going to use to turn on and off our LED. So here we assign, so the first part we assign the pin and give it a name. From there we tell the microprocessor, is it an input or an output device? From there we tell it what we want it to do. So we have told the microprocessor to turn it off 1 second, to turn it on another second. Now let's verify if this code works. So let's compile the code. Simply going to say verify. So it's verifying there, it's verifying down here, it's verifying. So it means our code has a problem, so we never closed this line. So let's close it. We never told it that it's done. So let's verify again. So it's verified, so it's done compiling. So it means this code works. So next time we're going to use the same code and an Arduino. We try to blink an LED. Thank you very much.